As we fade in our Star Trekian fashion, are we recording? Yes, we are. It is the 16th of April. God, do we sound like we're doing radio? It's radio. Good morning. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. Hi, everybody. Let's go to traffic.
It's 3
Traffic?
minutes after 10 o'clock.
There's no traffic? Oh, I think. Thank you. Thank you. Back to you, Dave.
How do you pick the
That is
still
good.
pictures for our daily podcast that you use?
Pick them?
There was one of you, me, and our special guest Bill Amos yesterday.
Oh, yes.
How
No,
do you cobble those together to make
when
you
I
look
upload,
good?
no. When I when I upload to YouTube, YouTube automatically captures 3 stills from the video when it's processed.
Oh, so
And
you have no control over that.
I have some
grab it.
control. If one of the stills doesn't really relate to what we were talking about or shows something as an interstitial that really has nothing to do with what we talked about, then I will pick another one. But the one yesterday with Bill on the side and me looking goofy as usual, and then you looking like the church lady made me laugh.
Yeah, it was quite a little trick. Yeah, I should have been wearing one of those print dresses with the high frilly collars. Yes.
I was pleased to hear from Yvon Vadnet as well, whom you and I worked with over the years, and who was my boss at CBC Newswatch way
my
back
boss as well
in 1700s, and he said he enjoyed the interview with Bill. So our my hello to Yvon, and
hi Yvon. I haven't talked to Yvon in age. How's he doing?
Well, I haven't seen him. I ran into him at IKEA several years ago, and he was looking, of course, always looking very dashing, very well put together, Yvon. And Yvon Vadnet worked as a reporter at CFCF TV back in the dinosaur age, too.
And he used to write copy for Derek Lind and Tom Armour at CFCF Radio.
He had not
many
heard,
years ago.
He had not heard that Tom had passed away, so he left a little note. To remember Tom, and so perhaps we can, if Yvon was so inclined, maybe have him on for a chat too. So, but it's nice to hear from all of these folks, and it was great fun connecting with Bill Amos again yesterday.
Yeah,
and,
I wrote him a little note and said, we just scratched the surface, so maybe we can talk.
There's again. So much stuff, and I refer to that in my little stream of consciousness hyperlink brain stream here this morning. Did you want to go first?
After you.
Okay,
I'll look disapproving.
Okay, all right, very good. This is again just things that came into my brain. Of course, I promised to give you a review of my my head blade, which I received yesterday. You can't really see the difference in this lighting here with my pate, my cranium, but it is much more Velcro-y than it was 24 hours ago. And I use this device, and of course, I too, as this model is. Was wearing a tie, an Oxford shirt, and a sweater vest while I was doing this late last night. After
hair
a couple
falling into his collar.
That's right. Looking into the mirror, going, "My God, what did I just cut there?" So it works quite well. I don't know that I would spend. It's a relatively expensive device. It's about $30, I think. I don't know that I would spend that kind of money if you're accustomed to shaving your head with a more conventional safety razor or a Schick or a Gillette or whatever it is. I don't know that this is worth the expense, but it works well. And since I have difficulty walking and chewing gum at the same time, at least it allows me to sort of keep something rolling in the right direction. So it worked quite well. I would recommend it if you are inclined or interested in gadgets. It's Headblade, and you'll find the Canadian distributor. He or she is in Oakville, Ontario. Headblade, HEADBLADE.ca is what you
Are the
find.
blades replaceable, or is it permanent?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they sell the extra blades as well and they have different models of these things. And they also sell various gels you can use. There's even one that will allow you to buff your head so it looks nice and shiny. Yeah. I think it has carnauba wax in it, so you can buff away. And
do you use a gel or shaving foam or anything?
I use the product that they included in the kit here. It's called Head Slick. It's mentholated, so it really they really get into it. There's all
Yeah,
kinds of products
everything
that.
sounds slightly salacious. I don't know
Oh yeah.
why,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And they also have a product. Again, you can get the matte finish, or you can get the shiny finish. And
So what did you go for? You went
it,
for the, well,
no,
it's
no,
a
no.
bit
I
shiny.
don't have the. I only have the because there's a shaving product, and then there's an aftershave product that you can then buff
Oh,
brain with.
I
And I think Daryl here used the shiny version. So
and
anyway,
did they send you a tie and a shirt and a
no, no, no. They sent me some stickers. I'll put the sticker in the mail for you. So anyway,
you know, I would have liked you to have taken a picture of yourself,
I
but
was
I
thinking of
bet
that last night.
$100 you
Yeah.
weren't smiling.
Oh no, I was thinking of that. I'm thinking, wait a minute, holding the camera and this thing and trying not to injure myself. No, 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 no.
That's exactly my point.
Yes, I know.
It would have
I
been great.
and I removed some what someone used to call old dog bumps from my head too. So there was some bleeding last night when I got into
Oh,
the shower.
oh dear.
Yeah, yeah,
So you
yeah.
get tape on top of
Yeah.
these,
That's
these sort of
little
square Popeye tape bits,
little pieces of Kleenex
Band-Aids.
on the back of my head as I got up this morning, and my scalp was. Oh, I see. Okay, okay, oh, good. Yeah,
Look
this
like
is going to be a
Lawrence of Arabia
long.
after a
Going
bad
to be a
battle with the
Yeah,
Turks.
that's right. It's going to be a long summer and a long spring, I tell you. Anyway,
Oh
and as I
dear.
was using this device, then my brain said, "Wait a minute, I've seen these little wheels reminded me of something." And
Mhm.
my brain went to
Oh,
Dinky Toys. Did you ever have
ah,
Dinky Toys when you were a
oh, you
kid?
bet. I had corgi toys and Matchbox too.
Okay, well, I had the Dinky version of them, and I know there are all kinds of jokes in there that you make up on your own. And I ran
They're
across.
British made.
They're owned by Mattel now, but at the time they were made in the UK, and they may still be made in the UK, but they're owned by Mattel. And I had a whole collection of these things. This one I ran across, and I thought, wait a minute, I've seen this somewhere before, and yes, it is from the Thunderbirds.
That's right.
Did you ever watch the
Yeah.
Thunderbirds?
Oh, sure. Fireball XL5.
That's right, with the puppets. Ah, the
Yeah.
guys fell in
That was
love
made
with.
in that was made in Britain too for about
Absolutely,
$5.
absolutely, and with the explosions and the thing
And
and
the
of course
people walking
there's no
like
workman's comp
this.
there, so guys choking on explosion smoke in the studio, and this I never noticed this, but the guys here, the characters, there's a lot of Tracys here. There's
Yeah.
Scott,
Scott Tracy.
John Tracy with a curling iron there. There's Virgil Tracy, and there's another one too. Something's wrong with this. There's Gordon Tracy too. So I never, and there was Alan. For Christ, I forgot about Alan. And then there's engineer, and then there's the woman whose car. There's the car. That's the one that
Oh, and Lady Penelope.
Lady Penelope, and that's the Dinky toy car that I found. So I thought,
Do
my
you remember
goodness,
Fireball
oh,
XL5?
oh
Yeah.
yes, in Viticolor,
Video color. Yeah.
and I think, of course, they were puppets. Of course, they were
Yeah.
with
And they
all of these
produced it in the back lot of Pinewood or something like that for about $8.
marionation, whatever the
Oh.
hell that means. Anyway, but marionette is probably the where that name comes from. And
Yeah.
I think of puppets, and when I thought of puppets, I thought of this guy,
Oh, poor
Andy
Tony
Fauci,
Fauci.
or Tony, who's probably working really hard in the background and has been forced to publicly fillet dickhead over here in public every day. And man, he must have a rough job down there in
Well,
Washington,
at least I
D.C.
know when I hear from him, I'm getting the facts because usually he is denying what Idiot Face has just said.
Yeah, yeah. So, but when I saw him, I thought of somebody else. He reminded me of someone, Joe Pesci. Did you ever see this commercial? This is about 10 years old, the Snickers commercial.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
that's right. You're
And
acting like Joe Pesci.
Don Rickles shows up. Anyway, I'll set this up. Of course, they meet young women, and one of them tells him that she's a model, and then he's then spurned by this woman, and then they're chatting, and as he walks away, he says, "You're a model. What do you model? Gloves?" And probably one of the what do you model? Gloves. So they get into an argument, and he says, "Here, take a Snickers. You'll feel like yourself." And of course, he magically transforms into the young man who was behind it. And then Rickles shows up and says, "What are you, an idiot?" So that's
What do
something
you
worth.
model gloves?
What do you model gloves? I thought that was one of the greatest lines. Now, when I thought of Joe Pesci,
Yeah.
I thought of her.
Oh, lovely Katie.
Yes, and I'll explain. Not that she looks like Joe Pesci, far from it.
No, no.
Back in the day, this goes back to the home run days, I think. Katie was
Oh,
hosting a jazz
those
show.
eyes.
Yes,
Yeah, jazz beat.
she is so beautiful. She was jazz beat. And she would come in, and I was sitting in for you, I think, on Home Run at the time. And she'd come in once a week to do a promo for the show, and we would record this before it went to air. And she'd bring in a couple of discs or a disc and talk about somebody that she was going to be featuring on her show. And one time she brought in a disc and she said, "You'll never guess who this is." And we're recording. She said, and I had not seen the disc. I didn't know. I didn't see her script. I had no clue what the technician had loaded in the machine. We're just sitting there across from each other at the microphone. And she said, "Listen to this voice. Who is this?" And I listened for about 12 seconds and I said, "Joe Pesci." And she looked at me as if I had just threatened her children because I had blown up her entire bit. She said, "How do you know?" I said, "No, I didn't. I didn't know who it was." So the entire recording, she'd say, "Well, it was Joe Pesci." And she'd start talking about it very seriously. And she'd come back and says, "How the hell did you know?" And I said, "No, I didn't know. No, I didn't swear I didn't know." And then she'd get back and she'd say, "Well, Pesci's not a bad singer." "How the hell?" And I said, "I didn't know." And it went on like this. And boy, if looks could kill, but she is just,
oh boy, I'll tell you,
she is so
nobody
talented.
can tell a joke like Kate Malik too. She's a
So
very, very good. She's got quite the repertoire.
she is so talented, and she's all that in a bag of chips. And of course, she's never spoken since. But
How did you guess Joe Pesci anyway? My
I,
God, that's amazing.
yeah. So, and when I thought of her, I went off to someone else we used to work with.
Oh, geez,
Wayne.
there he is.
There's Wayne. It was tough finding a
Wayne
photograph
Gibbons.
of Wayne because he works in the background. He's a writer. He worked on North of 60. Wayne Grigsby, of
Wayne
course.
Grigsby, Gibbons. What am I talking about? Wayne Grigsby lives in Halifax.
Wayne and Katie hosted an entertainment show way back in the dinosaur age on CBC, and Wayne was such a
Stepping
pleasure
out.
to work with. God, he's so smart. Worked on North of 60, on ENG, and a bunch of other shows. Producer, writer, and I'm just rounding this off by again being reminded of how many talented people I worked with at the CBC over the years, and that includes you. It includes Tom Harrington, all of the folks we've mentioned up until now, and we'll be talking about in the coming weeks and months. Yes,
Well, Wayne was the movie and TV critic when I was doing Newswatch with Kathy.
and sharp guy. And yes, yes, and I'm speaking for myself now. Yes, there are people at the Corp that you and I crossed paths with over the years who did not belong there, who were paper pushers and got along just by the skin of their teeth. But there are also some very, 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 very talented people. And I want to give a shout out to them folks this morning. So that's where I am with my little stream of consciousness for this Thursday morning.
Got that lovely picture of Katie. Of course, Katie is one of those people who can't take a bad picture.
Yeah, she so
cannot.
Talented, very talented, and her spouse, who's a filmmaker, is also really, really nice, really bright guy. They're both quite the successful couple.
Paul Cowan. Yeah, I've interviewed Paul a couple of times. Geez, Joe Pesci. That is quite amazing. I didn't know he sang. Anyway, that Snickers commercial is just brilliant. I got a couple of things for you.
I'll post the link so you can watch it with the audio. Please go ahead. Yes.
Alrighty. So I'm going to try it, and if it doesn't work, well, it won't work. But I want to play this commercial for you and see if you can hear it.
And Goldilocks said, "Who's been eating my porridge?"
Mother Nature, was this on the porridge?
Yes, lots of my delicious butter.
That's chiffon margarine, not butter.
Margarine? Oh, no, it's too sweet, too creamy.
Chiffon so delicious it fooled even you, Mother Nature.
Oh, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature. If you think it's butter, but it's not. It's chiffon.
It's chiffon.
Did you hear it?
I did, and I know who the VO guy is.
Yeah,
That
it's
would be
our friend.
that would be Mason Adams. Yes,
And
Mason.
Mother Nature is a wonderful character actress by the name
Oh,
of Dina Dietrich.
Dina
And
D.
yeah, and boy, she's been in a bunch of TV shows, movies, things like that. She's still alive.
A
She's
91.
91 years. Yeah, she's
Wow.
born in
Okay.
Pittsburgh.
Good for her.
And Dina was just perfect for this part. I mean, she looks like everyone's young mom or mom in early middle age. And then when she goes, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature. It is just one of the best lines delivered in commercials. And I guess it speaks a lot about what we're going through
I was going
today.
to say that. Yes,
It's not
absolutely.
nice to fool Mother Nature. Yeah.
No, no, no.
And there's our Mason, and there it arrived.
Oh,
My mug mate from La Tulipe. It is made by MSR. It's called an MSR mug mate, and I got it on special for
a
14
mug mate.
bucks. It's a mug mate. You can use it for coffee or tea.
That's what I'm going to call you from now on. You're my mug mate.
You're my mug mate. It's made by MSR Industries in Seattle, Washington, but I got it through a Quebec City company, which has quite the outdoorsy product line. For people who need flashlights and Coleman stoves and things like this. And this is when you're out in the middle of nowhere and want to make a coffee, you dump it into a, boiling hot water. And my coffee is made by that this morning, and it's pretty darn good. So I'm very happy with it. And of course, there's no paper to throw away. You just throw the coffee grounds into the compost. And I haven't fooled Mother Nature. I've been nice to Mother Nature.
Oh, good
so
for you.
there we are with my
And a little shout out again to La Tulipe, and they delivered it more or less on time. And
yeah.
good.
They said it's taking a while.
You're clicking. Click one more there. There you go.
And they said it would take a little while because they are, like everyone else, overrun with orders. Back to Lufa, I am now back on their list and getting delivery the next day. So they've got their act together.
They're hanging on there. They're doing very well. And just a quick note that you bring up, I wanted to mention that too, and I forgot. Canada Post, my little delivery with my little shaving appliance, it took nearly 9 business days from Oakville. Now, the letter mail appears to be fairly brisk, but the parcel mail has slowed considerably for reasons that you will understand, of course. And they're sending out messages asking people not to use flex delivery for the time being, and this and that and the other thing. So if you're expecting something in the mail, be patient. It'll take them a little while, but they're getting it done. So thumbs up to Canada Post.
Yeah, well, mine arrived. My filter arrived at Canada Post yesterday. They kept me abreast of where it was and all that, but it took about 9 business days for them to get it here. They're overwhelmed with stuff.
But they're still at it. We don't get door to door here. We have a communal mailbox down the street, but strangely enough, the next street over is still receiving mail at the door. But I see the carriers out every day, first thing in the morning, and they're going about their rounds, and people are waving at them and thanking them. So that's the way things ought to be, I think.
Is yours communal regularly, or is this just
Oh no, it's
because of
communal.
this?
Nothing comes to the house here. No, we have to
Even
go
your
down the
regular
street.
mail.
Everything.
You got a super
Everything
box?
is delivered at the box down the street. Yeah. So
Okay, so you get to get a little bit of a walk every day.
I do. Yes.
Do you go out every day, even
I
you
go
know
out
there's not going to be
every day.
anything there?
Sometimes
With
I'll
with
drive.
look.
I'll drive around. I'll just keep driving around the block. Hey, kids, get off that lawn.
There he is, Edna. There he is. Yeah, get the shotgun. There he is.
And so folks, I gotta go talk to this guy across the street here. I don't mean to be rude, but he's got to be 75, and he climbs on his roof to clean shit off, and with the thing, and he's up there waving at his wife, and I'm like, God, Jesus, it's not the time to do it any time, but don't do that now. If you break your neck.
What's he trying to get off? You mean
everybody's, of course, champing at the bit to do something. So there's cleaning and realigning the shingles on his friggin' roof. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but God, stay home, have a cup of tea and watch TV or something, you know?
Whoa. Oh,
Yeah.
and especially, I hope he wasn't up there a few days ago. We had 90-mile gusts.
Oh yeah, no, no, no.
or
And
90
I got
millimeter
another guy
gusts.
next door who was shop vacuuming his lawn yesterday.
These guys have been ritired for a
Yeah,
while.
that's
right?
right.
A long, yeah.
And you can hear the gravel going. What is that noise?
Of course, the wife has locked him out of the house. He
Yeah.
figures, might as well do something.
That's yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's been
And
locked out of the house.
with the extension cord, emptying it out, you know.
And the next day, there's one piece of paper in his driveway, and he goes nuts. Right?
Oh
What is
boy.
that? What is? Look at that! Oh God. Well, we're coming to that. Are you going to start building today?
Oh yeah, but hey, look who's talking here. I dream about, should it be 4 1/4 and 8 1/2, and I'm thinking, you know, and I got untreated wood. I should have bought treated wood, so I'm gonna have to stain it and put screws in it and the chicken wire. Oh yeah, that's gonna keep me busy for weeks.
Have you got photos we can
I haven't started doing anything yet, but I'm gonna start cutting lumber today.
Okay, because this I think will beat the rolling tractor on the head by a country mile.
Okay.
Yeah.
This I will ask the missus to record.
Great, and we're going to see your mom. Yeah, with a ball peen hammer stuck in your neck.
Yeah, we're gonna check in with my mom tomorrow in downtown
I'm
Toronto.
looking forward to that.
So we'll see that. And thank you so much. But this is so much fun. Thank you.
All righty, pal. Thanks for all the pictures. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.